take a little bit for the eyes to get used to. Just make sure that if they walk through a yellow arrow, you continue to watch the yellow arrow. That's where they go. That's my top tip for all of you. Golden. It's not an opener. Brolin has actually found another. The goal, for anybody wondering now, is 45 kills in regulation. If we want to double back-to-back. Record breaker. Bomb still goes down, actually, and Fallen is going to try as he might, but it is going to be the pistol round going the way of Fnatic. Even still, though, considering how badly that went to get a bomb plant, not too bad. I will be interested to see if they actually force this. I'd be inclined to say no, purely based off the fact they don't actually get many kills. And although it seems silly, that does actually make a difference in these scenarios. So I might just go for a few deagles and try and do some damage.
No. Getting us to Vertigo as well means the series is now split 1-1 apiece. So whoever loses this is guaranteed to be going home. There's no more shenanigans, there's no more lifelines, there's no more KNG collaterals that are going to keep them in it. We delve back in. Round 2. 2 Famises, 3 M4s are out in full force for Fnatic. And Taco, what shenanigans does he have up his sleeve with this deagle? Over close towards A ramp early on into the round. Going to start peeking up. Won't spot anyone out. Eventually gets a tag across over on towards JW. Both of them trading pretty much equally.
Yeah, nice little bit of aggression there. This is something I actually want to see more from Fnatic. They did actually manage to win this map facing off against Heroic, although it was a slugfest. And Heroic are actually a team that I think are fairly good at this map. It's just that they really did struggle when it came to, like, firstly, shutting down Flusher on that CT side. Like, he was just a pure annoyance when it came to that B site. And then the A site, it seemed like a lot of the time that it was just like clutch plays. It was big performances coming out across the map. So definitely be interested to see how they're going to perform today. After what was an absolute slog of a map, they ended up on the losing side of it. Even if it was the choice of MIBR, there were so many opportunities for Fnatic to close it. Nice shot from Lucas, at least. They're going to force a rebuy, which, considering there was 5 rifles on the CT side, it's going to leave their buy into the next round a little bit dwindled. If they can get another kill, that's big. That's a lot of money that Fnatic is now going to have to spend into the next round when MIBR will come up with a pretty decent buy.
KNG, the saving grace of MIBR. Can't get anything else. No extra bang for his buck into the round. Luckily, both of the M4s that were purchased do come through there, and it is just the Famises that go out of fashion now. So they only lose 1 M4. It's not the worst thing in the world whatsoever, but still is going to be quite costly. Good use of the deagle there from KNG. Now this is where the buy does come out from MIBR. Krieg's out. AK on play. What are they going to do? Where are they going to opt to try and slay?
Oh, this is definitely going to be one of the points of contention. Crim's looking to try and maybe get an early peek around that angle. We saw a lot of spam kills coming in from S-Tag yesterday, but let's see if there's much of a response. Nice kill from Brolin. He actually gets away with 2 there. Golden finds another, and they're really looking to fight this ramp. However, KNG, he's done a good job. However, they've still come with a man down. Luke is going to hear the footsteps rotating, even trying to trace them. Maybe trying to calculate where they're going. Some people do seem to work better with their hands than maybe while they're thinking. So he's going, ooh, he's going that way.
Yeah?
JW, he's well placed here. HE could be dunked round to his head, but I don't think that Lucas wants to give away his position, and I don't think he knows all the timing of the turn. As he gets the kill onto JW, it's left all onto Flusher. 40 seconds left. Now Lucas, at this point, although he was trying to work out where his opposition was, there's no way that he's going to be able to read exactly. It's just going to have to be a game of predictions. Try and read into where Flusher currently is, and he's not going to be able to do it. A 3rd round in a row for Fnatic. It isn't going to be a weapon retrieved at least, so they won't get the extra SG.
Just something funny.
What?
Crims hasn't got a single kill yet.
Dun dun dun. Maybe he used them all up.
I think he has. It's just amusing though, isn't it? as like a tidbit.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean much, but it is just quite funny.
You're ace now.
Oh yeah, straight
Every
back
round.
into the game. 70 kills! My goodness! Well, round 4, MIBR, because of all the money that they spent the prior round, they don't have that much here this time. It's just KNG that has a Krieg. Everyone else is back down to the Eagles. Ow, KNG. That's a backbreaker. He's been snapped in two, fallen. Gives them a taste of their own medicine, though.
It's definitely an interesting purchase up from KNG. Like, we see the hero rifle come out for a few different teams. Na'Vi spring to mind. But at the same time, I guess it's going to leave him with a detriment. Maybe just not being able to afford an AWP into the next round, or someone else is going to take the hit instead. Fallen does have a little bit of extra cash, and with already dropping one player, if they can try and steal this round, it would be hugely beneficial. I wonder if the CTs are going to try and aggress here. They managed to get away with quite a bit a couple of rounds ago, but in reality, if the T's get caught by this twice, it would be quite disappointing. That flash, one of the only grenades they have, is so sick from MIBR. There shouldn't be much of a chance now, in fact, for Fnatic.
Bomb has been planted.
Yeah, it's Brolin and Flusher. M4, MP9, Smoke and Molly, that's all they've got. But this Yin and Yang squad can't really go for the play in towards the bomb side. They're just going to back off, save over towards B, concede this round and give MIBR their first into the game, as they will be picking this one up.
I'm surprised. That flashbang was awesome. Like, blinded both players completely. Set MIBR up with the complete sight hold, and that's a great way to get onto the board. Strong utility usage. Spoke about the hero rifle and say that there are a fair few teams that like to throw it in. Didn't necessarily work for the player that bought it, but it worked very well for Fallen. Now they retrieve 3 extra rifles.
Round 5. It's a 3-1 split. JW is going to buy up the old Fateful Scout. As another MP9 comes out to play as well. Fnatic, will they bite back, or is this just going to be a MIBR starting to get a little bit of momentum going on their side now with the weapons they have brought over? Because they do have a whole ton of M4s in their back pockets. Trying to take a bit more of a faster pace pay over towards the B side. The nade's going to get casted out. A little bit of damage, not too much, a small smidgen there onto Flusher. So he gets brought down to 64 HP, and they start to dial it back a little bit.
JW in quite an aggressive spot, considering there's only the scout. He did manage to perform with it early in the last map, but he's basically just going to have to hit the shot and fall back. He's given the headshot onto Taco, though. Offered up on a play. Crims, this is risky. He can go for the push down. He'll get one. Fade away, not really going to be too beneficial, and considering he had the only rifle, not really sure that was worth it. He's now actually opt to execute in this direction. JW's here with the scout. Golden with the dig, and both should be removed, but a nice shot from Golden once again. Looking for more! He hits the second dig as well. Now KNG left in a 1 versus 3. He's got plenty of time at least, but surely just going to be surrounded.
Golden, he swings out with a deagle. He was looking to get himself the third and make it hat-trick into the round, but he doesn't land the shot. Luckily enough, Flusher swings and kills. Fnatic, straight back, Tom. No dilly-dallying, no messing about. They want these rounds, and that is the 4th.
I think as though they're still coming in with worse buys than MIBR every single time. Well, the loss bonus is with the Brazilians, and they've come up with, what, 5 rifles? 4 and a bit, if you include the Galil.
Oh, Brola, you cheeky gamer.
We saw him do that a lot versus Heroic, and he was able to get to the ladder room almost every single time. It seems like MIBR have shut him down quite early, and it doesn't look like they're going to be able to recreate the same sort of success. And this could be a bigger problem. Although there's an early lead brought up for Fnatic, they now need some sort of hero play to turn things around. Crims is still standing, but yet to have anywhere near the same impact we saw in the previous map, although I suppose that was the best performance on LAN ever seen in a map, so You can forgive him for that. Does hit the dink onto Taco, but ultimately the kill is far more worthwhile, and the remaining 2 CTs are nowhere near the action.
KNG is incredibly low. Taco as well, even worse for Wear, back down on 18 HP. JW with a spring in his step, sprints over to try and build up the defenses on the A site. Does drop a smoke. Flusher's starting to make his move as well. Flusher falls short in the fight versus KNG, and this makes the life of JW a million times harder. And he's super paranoid about this being B. He's fully convinced that this is going to be a play on the B site now as he double flashes it and starts to make over in there. This is not good at all, Tom.
Time is ticking for them. They do have to go back to that A site and get the bomb down.
Bomb has been planted.
Tease, I don't really want them to face JW too much. Like, I guess for them it's sort of like just remove all that weaponry and hey, Lucas wins the battle straight off the bat, but it's just looking at the risk of if they do lose too much weaponry and don't actually make any cash, finally building up into things. The problem now for Fnatic is, because of even the backwards and forwards nature, their loss bonus should be at absolute 0. And even buying in this round or the next is going to kind of suck. So they're actually going to go for the early chance, I suppose, just have a better possibility of destroying your opponent's economy, but it gives MIBR a really good chance to get back into this.
Nice early nade going out. A little bit of damage done on towards Flusher. As Fleur even starts to make his sprint up. Put him at 10. Ooh, Golden with a deagle. That cone goes flying. Golden hoping to recreate that, but instead one of the MIBR players' heads if he can, unless they want to pop off those melons. Wow, okay, that was a clean shot. Finally gets the connection that he was hoping for, as Lucas will be the test dummy on that one. Fallen, shooting through the rail. A big trade. Both of them fall down to 13 and 15 HP. He's got to grab the bomb back as well. Ooh. Nice recovery.
Still, though, defense on the A side of the map, fairly minimal. It's only going to be JW here with the deagle. He's going to go for basically the early spot. They need to have these sort of risks taken in these rounds, and MIBR playing very slowly. Could actually work into the hands of Fnatic. Give them that extra member back in the form of the time. Crims peeks out, doesn't manage to get anything done, and I think that might now be the moment where they decide to go back in towards this B site. Although with a couple of players seemingly going up the ramp at the same time, it's a question of if they're actually going to continue in this direction. They might just be able to make their way all the way back over, but instead they have to force their way in. Bomb is going to be planted, a couple of players low. JW and Brolin the healthiest in the server at the moment, and Brolin still has a rifle on his back, but can he actually do anything here? It's looking fairly unlikely. JW, that's an impactful kill to say the least. As Fallen as well is tagged desperately low, but Fur in this corner could have everything to do, but he goes down. It's left all on to Fallen in the corner. A rifle's been retrieved. Did JW actually not spot him? No, they have realized they just tried to bait him out. And with the kit in play for JW, they'll have plenty of time for the defusal.
Bomb has been defused.
Right, get their 5th round. It's been going very well so far on Vertigo. You'll be pretty happy with the results they've been able to clamber together. MIBR going to buy back out. For Fnatic, they're going to have to scrape and scram a little bit, though, with the cash. It's not too fantastic for them whatsoever. So Flusher, he's forced down just to the MP9. However, Brolin and Golden both have a Krieg, so that's going to be worth its weight in gold and definitely provide an awful lot more stopping power for that CT side.
Yeah, the problem still remains that although Fnatic are winning these rounds, they're not quite able to crush MIBR's economy. They're all set up over onto that A ramp. Of course, rotation's still fairly quick on this map, but it does seem like they're dedicated in that direction. And for the CT side, they do have multiple players around this angle. Crim's hoping to find someone through the wood, but he's actually taken the most damage, which isn't anything to write home about, but it just seems like nobody's able to connect in the right angles. Still a minute left on the clock, so the T's not really wary just yet, and Crims, he gets into this position once again, but it's so predictable. We see so many players make the same mistake again and again, and well, that's given them the entry, handed it for free. Brolin, though, with 2 quick headshots, looking for his third, but it isn't going to come. Taco, he doubles up as well. JW just hiding through the edge of the smoke, and that's what this has become. A game of hide and seek. A Brazilian in the mist. They don't know he's behind them. How much damage can Taco really do? It's actually onto his teammate. Seemingly a flusher. The smoke criminal spots out the man trying to steal his title. Lucas left with only 15 seconds, no control of the bomb, and no idea if there's even players behind him. And there is.
JW turns the corner, sprays him down, gunning him down in the streets. And that is another round achieved. Locked in as Fnatic are building themselves a very healthy buffer here so far. CT side is looking pretty darn glorious. MIBR though, it's basically just the pistols that are coming out. Maybe a bit of a deco. 2 P250s there, one thrown in for KNG, one on Lucas. And Taco finishes it off with a nice deagle at the end. They tried their luck at A, didn't really work out. This time it seems like maybe it's a bit more of a B site bonanza.
Yeah, this is a round where if you are a fan of Fnatic, you want to see them keep this nice and clean. They have struggled with some of these pistols over the last few rounds, but the Kriegs seem to be helping out with that magnificently. It's only going to be Fur remaining, and there is going to be a huge amount of irony, isn't there, if they now win this map and Crim's bottom frags. Because that is what's happening at the moment. I think he has either 2 or 3 kills.
It is quite funny.
Maybe it's just one of those things where it's like, I already got the record, what's the point? For anybody wondering, I don't actually think that's his mentality, but it would be quite funny. He's just like, well, I've done my work and we still lost, so you guys can do the rest. Brolin, he really is having a fantastic performance. Got caught out a few times in mid early on, but he now sits 11-3. Second tactical pause, or sorry, first tactical pause called from MIBR. And the thing is, in a lot of the earlier rounds, I don't really blame them for not calling one. Like, they managed to get a couple of rounds here and there where they actually did a lot of damage. Then the next round, it was really close in like a few smoke plays, getting caught out a little bit. So I don't think there's been anything drastic that they needed to change. The problem now is with 7 rounds already on the CT side, Fnatic are looking so strong. They've started to build up a bit of a bank as well. It's kind of a worry for MIBR, more in terms of, okay, we actually need to start putting some rounds on the board. What can we change?
Yeah, this is where they've got to try and actually start coming into the game and leaving a bit of a mark on it. You got 2 rounds. You need more. It's not really enough on that T side. What a Vertigo. Step back into the action though. Pound 10 is going to carry this one on Fur. Very aggressive. He launches his way out mid. Golden! With one foul swoop, 3 heads have all been lopped off. That's how you get the mid control back. And don't allow any aggression from IBR. This round should quickly go the way of Fnatic from this point forward, which it will. Crimson JW, a frag apiece. Taco down. Lucas also going to hit the DECK. And Fnatic secure number 8.
That was impressively clean.
That was really nice.
Like, considering that was like an investment as well, that looked cleaner than the pistol round they just won. And that was flawless as well. So Fnatic finding their rhythm, and more importantly, the Brazilians falling a little bit flat. I don't know if this looks like a comfortable map for them at all on the T side. Like, we haven't seen any, I would say, particularly good executions. Like, we've had the sort of standard ones, but we haven't really seen a proper B take with all the smokes and molotovs going down, and that was actually something that was pretty effective, at least versus Heroic yesterday when Fnatic were doing it. Now, is that 3 back-to-back flawless rounds for Fnatic? I'm fairly sure it is.
Yeah, Fnatic have got momentum here. They've also got entirely T-side weaponry. Their arsenal is literally just Kriegs and 1 AK.
I hate this game. Like, oh, God.
It is madness.
They have more Kriegs than the T's do.
They actually do.
This game's stupid. But either way, we'll see if they're going to be able to out-Krieg. That was it. Oh, wow! How does Taco get away with that? Crim's is actually having a bit of a mare. They're going to go over the top, but doesn't kill off Taco. Oh, what has happened?
Golden! Caught his pants around his ankles. Luckily, JW, being a sneaky, sneaky beaver, waiting to punish as he sits behind the sandbags, hungering for the correct opportunity to strike like the mighty Cobra. But instead, MIBR, they back off. They're not going towards the A site, Tom. They've set their gaze over towards B. And Fur, lurking the whole way through. If he turns the corner here, Brolin should be ready for this. And he is. Fur's done. No more ferocity coming out from this man, but the B site will be taken as their territory.
Yeah, it's completely open. There's absolutely no one here, and JW's lurking so deep, like he almost waits too long, which is sometimes the curse. Like, because they've gone back in the other direction, his position's kind of null and void. Luckily, Brolin is just absolutely killing it. We've seen it from Crims, now we're seeing it from the young gun. 16-3. That would be even funnier if he just went and took it straight off him, but it doesn't look to be the case, at least in this round. There's a lot of damage done onto the remaining players, only 33 between them to the 100 of JW, but sometimes the numbers don't seem to weigh up in the favor. JW needs to hit a shot here, and it's not going to happen. Lucas, clinical as he gets his third kill of the round, and more importantly, gets a third round onto the board for MIBR.
JW has the AWP. So I'm curious to see what the Wonder Child's going to get up to. If he'll play a little bit more aggressive going into this, maybe try and take the fight towards ramp. Just go for a straight swing. Try and find that opening pick and then potentially fall back and play from there. This could be the dream scenario as well. They are actually fighting towards it. Another A push is coming out from MIBR. JW playing towards the side out. He'll be forced off by the Molotov, so he won't really have too much of a chance to find success. They are going to spam through. Nice use of the HE as well. 20 damage done to KNG. And this is where Golden this time hopefully won't get caught reloading. Oh! Yikes.
Nice shot from KNG's not going to get the return, and the AWP is going to be picked up by Crims. Spammed through, actually dinked up through the wood as well. A fairly even trade in the end. Flush are going to be left alone on the B site. Taco holding. He's made the same play before, so be a bit disappointed if we do see anybody go down to that aggressive peak. Once again, we see a slowdown of this T side. Flusher just going to be spotting. That should be now the smoke thrown out. Tries to burn at least a couple of extra seconds off the clock. And Lucas looking for those openers once again. Incendiary falls to his feet, so he's forced away. Spammed through, though, the last bullet of Lucas. Gets him a kill. He actually hits Brolin as well. So much information gathered. The bomb might be going back in the other direction, though, because they're starting to expend utility. It's a complete rotation that's been pulled by the CT side, and they're going to be a little bit late to the party. They're still trying to sell this play onto the A site. Crims needs to connect the shot here. It's actually Golden to get dinked. The second one comes in as well, and while Brolin is forced into a save, but what he doesn't realize is Lucas never left.
A little bit of body hurt there. A single stab on the corpse. That's the most BM we've seen so far. Here's a pause from Fnatic, though, because they want to slow down the pace of the game a little bit, talk about what's going wrong, what they can adapt. It's 9-4, so it's still pretty good in terms of the half. They can really squeeze the most out of this if they carry on playing at the level of caliber they've been displaying. And that's the dream scenario. That might be our... They're getting momentum, starting to come into their own a little bit. It's been Lucas and KNG, though, that have been really the divine force behind it. Taco dropped a 30 bomb in the prior game. 7 frags right now as we go into round 14.
Yeah, Crim's only 39 Oh, sorry. This is literally 40 kills off of breaking his own record. I think the maths will just about allow it, but I'm not even sure at this point. Stop going for safe math. That's a nice nade, though. Already tagging them down, and Crim's in a very aggressive position. You can see Flusher once again just using his MP9, spraying through the smoke and catches them. They're just going to run through it one by one into Crims. What is going on? That is such a poor round to start for MIBR, just walking into the crosshair of Crims one at a time, making it far too easy for him to get those kills. A triple off the back. I said he was going to be a nuisance to break down on this B site, and he has. No one should be able to get away with that much off the back of an SMG. And although you have to give credit to Flusher for those kills, you have to take away from MIBR. Like, why were they making such a all-out play when they had... Well, they knew that there was a man on the other side. It just seems insane.
You had Crims on the brain on that one, didn't you?
Did I say Crims instead of Flusher?
You said Crims twice. You doubled down on it. I was like, my goodness. Oh dear, oh dear.
They're both Swedish, it counts.
It's fine.
Even shaved his head, you know, so...
Yeah. I can see where the misconception came from. It's like the Mandela effect. What on earth? Taco and Fur get kill a piece as they start to push out. Golden will spray down with the Krieg and eliminate Fur. It's a 3-on-4, and this is going to be a bit of a conundrum over at the A-bomb site in the last round of the half. Tom, is this going to be 11-4 or 10-5? Roland, he knows what he wants out of the round as he cuts his way through Taco. Lucas on an absolute Kurt angle gets that shot off with a Krieg. Kills Golden and KNG. Oh my. The backstab with a headshot that breaks the neck of Flusher. And it all comes down to Brolin. 2 more frags to find. Can he get the 4K?
Planted on the other side. Lucas has the peek up, and he's going to get that kill as well.
It's 10-5 at the half in favor of the superstar Swedes. MIBR, can they make another comeback like they did on Just 2 here, Tom?
They're going to have to. Unfortunately, it seems to be more than just one suspect stepping up for the Swedish side this time. It was 44 kills previously. He's only just got past 4.
Now he's dead.
He's already dead in this round, but luckily for them, it's been Brolin, it's been Flusher, kicking it off. Flusher's going to go down. This aggressive stance working out, but there's Brolin and Golden once again. Finding 2 quick kills, giving them space back into this round. They're going to look to try and pressure into the site, which is currently looked after by Fur. He as well has not been having the impact they desire, but KNG has been chugging along. Bomb going to be faked out, trying to get rid of Fur, and the triple burst will actually be enough. Is he going to try and wrap around? This is interesting, but it's kind of leaving Brolin absolutely screwed. I think the CTs are going to be a little bit confused by this. And we'll see whether or not Golden can win the clutch.
Imagine if he did it again, just went the whole way around. Came out back to B. Back to B, back to basics, back to fragging. Glock in hand. Can he rock out with a Glock out into this one, though? A 1v2. KNG and Taco set the scene for the retake. Up close to bust with the Glock. That is a ridiculous shot to find as he ends the life of KNG, but he's taking so much damage. And Taco spams his way through him, beats him down, and clutches it out.
It's almost like he hit the hard one and couldn't get the easy one.
I know.
Unfortunate, but it is still going to be the round for MIBR. They get the pistol victory. One that I think they needed going into the CT side. Now we look towards Fnatic with their choices here. Golden, well, it doesn't seem like there is one. He's bought that Krieg straight up. Obviously getting enough kills in that round, plus the bomb plant to give himself plenty of cash for a purchase. The rest of the team are going to go alongside it. And, of course, we see the selflessness of Golden once again, making the ultimate sacrifice of trading an SG for a Galil. That's literally like you giving someone $1,000 and then giving you back like 40.
And then that $1,000 just gets left in the street after you get shot. It's like GTA.
Hey, Golden got it back though. He found the other 950 KNG. Oh, we saw that exact same position used by the opposing side, so it's no surprise that Golden expected it. Flusher with that CZ. Yet to see any brilliance yet. Golden actually going to go down, Fallen. Doubles up. Nice shot from JW, but he's still dinked in response. He's got to be careful because I think he's about to meet. That was actually Crims meets up with Taco. JW left in a 1 versus 3. We had a big round from him in Dust 2, and he's had a much better start to this one. But this would still have to be a huge play from him.
Yeah, JW, the last remaining member of the Fnatic squad. Galil in hand. Smoke and a flash. As he takes his time. 45 seconds still left on the clock. Debating where exactly he wants to take this. Has now been spotted. Taco's seen him. He can throw the smoke. Actually, though, wastes so much time as he's in the air. Takes a ton of damage. Brought down to 17 HP. JW does start to slowly advance. Oh, here comes Papa Fallen, though. The big daddy himself. And there's the backstab.
Yeah, and that's going to be the big boost now. SG found. They keep the rifle at least, and for the T side, they can't really afford to invest into this one. They will come up with a decent buy into the next round at least, so it's not really the end of the world for the Swedes. I'll be interested, however, to see if they can do any damage. Alright, the problem is with the majority rifles, and of course Fur with his trusty MP9, I think the likelihood is fairly slim. But they've got some P250s, at least up the range, a flashbang and a smoke. However, this is where Fur normally flourishes. To get aggressive with that MP9, the SMG that gains him so much cash. Crims as well. I said he's been fairly underwhelming. I guess if you say he's got about 50 kills in 2 maps, that sounds decent. But when 44 have come in the first one, it's not quite as impressive.
It isn't, right? Like, oh wow, did you break the record for most kills? And then you got 5 kills, what's going on? It's one of those. It's rough. Hopefully there's still time for him to use some of the demigod powers that he displayed on the opening map. Beautiful HE though. Everyone has been torn to shreds by that. There is limbs flying all over the gaff as KNG and Fallen start chopping them to pieces. Fallen with a 2k. Just comes down to Flusher and a 1 versus 5. And Lucas advances to find frag. But first, they make some money as well.
Up 10 to 8. T-side now finally get their first fall buy. Of course, we saw the sort of early force buy that they went for with a Krieg and a Galil, but this is where everybody finally has some weaponry to their name, and they're going to be able to challenge versus the Brazilians. And although they did have a relatively clean round in the last, it's still going to be one where there's possibilities for their economy to be broken. Sure, Taco, even KNG and Fallen have some extra money to spare, but won't be anywhere near as good as this buy, and they have got rid of every single SMG they had. They've gone with the rifles, they've gone with the AWP, and already, well, KNG's gone.
They've already had their first casualty in KNG. Taco went behind the sandbags, hoping someone is going to push towards him. But everyone else is moving as far away from him as possible. They back off. Crims is going to pick up the bomb, and they do start to make their move over towards the B bomb site. Flusher is the first in as he walks up the stairs. Is this going to be the stairway to heaven? Will he be absolutely annihilated as he tries to set foot on the site, Tom?
Oh, Lucas in a decent position here. They've in fact got a stack on this side of the map as we watch the execute come in from Fnatic. Through the smoke goes JW, and he just decapitates 2 members of the defense for not really near the action. JW just, he's got his mind reading him. He just started shooting before he even got around the corner. Maybe saw the shadow on the ground, but Fur now left with just 13 HP, and I don't think Taco's even really rotated. He's just been waiting on the other side of the map. Maybe Fur's just going to try and stop anybody trying to leave, but other than that, it's going to be an 11th.
Great round from Fnatic. They're going to be happy with this. Taco, at the very least, he has been able to clutch on to that Krieg. So holding on to that bad boy will be beneficial as the game develops. It's still quite a close scoreline. It's not too ridiculously spiraled out of control yet for Fnatic. MIBR are keeping it close. They're keeping it competitive. But they don't have that much money. That'll be the only big factor. They will be buying up the Famises around it. They do get the AWP out on KNG and fairly happy with their utility. So it's only the one Famis that has to come out. Only one kit though. 2 kits.
Yeah, it's definitely not as bad as it could have been. But at the same time, 1-round victory for Fnatic and they could be family into the lead. The thing is, we saw this on Dust 2, them having an advantage, letting it slip. Some big clutch moments coming out from the Brazilians and plenty more where that came from. Brolin though, he's looking like a completely different beast. He goes walking into the site. Crim's even just gonna predict the position. Oh, Brolin though has to be careful. Taco should be traded out. The youngster still doing work. Gonna make his way back around the corner, comes back for more and even gets his third. He is playing out of his mind. 24 and 10. The bomb can now rotate back. The B site has been completely taken by Flusher. And Fallen, I guess he just saves.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, 1 on 3. What can you really do into this round? For now, they've got the bomb down. They've got complete, uncontested control of the B site. There's no real chance for the retake. He does find a kit, so that's going to save him a little bit of moolah going into the next rounds. But even then, that's now 12 rounds picked up for Fnatic. They're getting pretty close to winning this, and this is the series decider as well. Both teams 1-1 apiece. Whoever wins this carries on in the tournament. If you lose it, you go home. You will be leaving Odense. That is your run at the Pro League Finals over.
This really would be classic Fnatic, though. Like being in a moment where they could have easily won Dust 2.
Yep.
Being in front, letting it slip.
They like making it hard for themselves. I don't know why, but
maybe they just like the extra hours of Counter-Strike.
It's all about the experience. It's all about the growth.
Sure. And you know, they're like, after this, they should still have a decent amount of time to sleep before the next match.
At least a couple of hours.
Yeah, it's not too bad. It is amazing how Crims is still on 5 kills, by the way. Like, he really is just having a nightmare in the server, but it's almost like he's channeled his energy into the rest of the players, because everybody else seems to be having a step up. Like, Brolin has played completely different to he did on Dust 2, just looking far more comfortable. Golden is still performing. JW stepping up to the plate. It really is.
He was actually told that he was too powerful individually, and what happened was he had to divide himself into 5 separate pieces and give a fragment of himself to the other players. So he only holds on to one of those fragments now. So, shadow of his former self.
Does that mean that Harry's going to try and kill him?
Yes. Yeah, those are the Horcruxes.
Just Harry GG. He's been gunning for bald people all his life. First it was me, but you know. Fallen. He's going to get that opening pick. It's the hero AWP in play. Almost caught with his pants down. Taco has actually come in, and Lucas has found one as well. Maybe the AWP doesn't need to be the hero, as it seems like other players have been able to step up. I don't even know what just happened there. KNG round the corner just takes off one head. Crims, this will be one hell of a moment to step up. Knows where KNG is, but he can't do anything about Taco. And just as we talk about Fnatic starting to move this one further into their favor, they let a round go that really shouldn't have happened.
Not great whatsoever. MIBR, they had a huge comeback on Dust 2. It was absolutely monumental, and if this is the start of one of those once again, it's a good start. It couldn't come at a better time. Round 22. Fnatic. What are they doing on their T side now? Are they going to start to run into a brick wall? Are they going to try and keep them guessing? Faster paced stuff from Brolan. He's already been able to bypass the side alley. So this time, it's not as aggressive MIBR on their CT side. They're actually playing quite lax to all the paint cans go.
Does actually manage to wall back that initial kill, and Brolin maybe not realizing that he exposed himself to KNG. Still holding the angle. They've managed to stack this site fairly firm as they leave Taco as the lone defender. Also a little bit of presence in mid. JW is going to try and make this play around the side. Flashbang leaves him blind, but Brolin's there again with the trade. However, still keeps the CT side in check in the lead. The bomb in the meantime starts to lead back in the other direction, but they haven't done too well of a job of actually baiting the rotations away. Sure, we start to see a small amount from Fur looking towards middle, but eventually they're going to have to try and get rid of Lucas, and with all the noise that's currently being made, they've actually pulled a player back in.
Taco, tackled. As Brolan will get a further frag into the round. That's 2 picked up. Wow! Massive spam onto Fallen. Bringing down to 32 HP. Golden gets caught as he tried to pick up a double kill towards the B site. 2 on 2 now. Fallen bounding through the air. The bunny hop king as he lands with a heavy thud.
Killed the bomb.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the round done already. Yeah, that was the most crucial kill of the round, and he was jumping around. I don't even think he knew that anybody was going to be around that corner, but a very disjointed one from Fnatic. I think they just had too many ideas on too many different people at once, and it eventually ended up causing them trouble. 12 to 10. Once again, we see the grind back coming in. Roland actually does save his gun, and that probably means we're going to see a force out. Golden and Crims still with Cash. I think they're going to take a tactical pause to actually talk this one over. We do also see at the same time that Liquid have actually beaten Mousesports. And they're going to play against Astralis to see who's going to get the spot straight into the semi-finals. So I think that means that both Astralis and Liquid are through no matter what. But the winner will go to the semis, the loser should go to the quarters.
Whereas here right now, with Fnatic versus MIBR, it's round 23, 12 to 10. Fnatic, not the most money in the world to play with really here, Tom. It seems like it is just going to be the Deagles that come out.
I'm actually quite surprised that they don't opt to take a risk here. Considering the money on the other side, I think they'll have a decent idea of what that currently is. I guess the argument is if Brolin can do enough damage here, which he has been very good at so far, then it doesn't really matter. They can go to the next round even if he just gets a few kills with a full buy. Still in the lead. And they don't have to put everything on the line here and risk a 12-12. Mid control is something we haven't really seen fought for at all at this map, actually. KNG and Fur are going to be set up in a crossfire, so maybe expecting a bit of a play in this direction. Fur, bit of a misplay. In fact, both players not connecting initially. KNG is going to come back for more, and he just continues fighting, maybe not expecting the SG to be on the other side. Both players look to try and jump away. I don't think they expected Fur to reaggress, but even still, they've killed off the man on the B site. And now do they make the switch?
Free on free. Heading back over towards A ramp. It will be an A site attack that comes out. Fur hiding in a great angle. If they don't clear it, if they don't check it, he can punish so heavily with this M4. But they're heading towards the side alley. 2 of them have bypassed him already. And it looks like Flusher will follow suit. He's not going to peek out. He's not getting any of the info. Fallen started to rotate over. Catches off Flusher. That'll be the kill. Good timing from Fallen as well. Oh, beautiful double kill. As Crims and Brolan both go down 12 to 11.
But yeah, sort of as said, like there was a good opportunity there for Fnatic, so I think they will still feel a bit disappointed they weren't able to do more in the 3 versus 3. But at the same time, they have kept the CT side honest. They forced them to buy up a fair few weapons. If they can now win this round in their full buy, then they're still firmly in the driver's seat. It's just if this one now comes up for the Brazilians, then this is a different story. Fnatic have let it slip once again, and, well, we could be seeing the map closed down. If I'm not mistaken, was it a 10-5 half?
It was, right, yeah.
So to see this now 12-11, Fnatic are definitely letting them back into the game, or, well, maybe not letting them, but having it taken. A bit of a standoff with the X-ray, at least. No, I imagine JW is just playing the pixel angle between the door for anybody who pushes through. Molotov will go out, and a lot of utility be expended early into this round towards the B side. There's in fact 3 players here. An early stack set up. Lucas is going to get that opener. KNG probably being fed information that there's not actually anybody else here. You can see him just shake a little bit, and I think that makes me wonder if he maybe got fed some information that they could be coming his way. We're going to see the rotation come back in from Fallen as well. This rotational orb has been effective so far. It's interesting to see that he's been the one manning it. Taco as well, winning a further duel onto JW, and well, this T side at the moment is looking bleak for Fnatic.
Ooh, Fallen has his face ripped clean off as Brolan is unleashing hell. 1 frag away from the 30 bomb, doing an awful lot of damage into this matchup. Oh, and there it is. Guaranteed now. As far as the final kill that he wants, a 4K. The rapid flick down onto Taco, finished off by Golden, eliminating Lucas for the 13th round. Incredible play from Brolan.
So what, that was a 5v3. I don't know what it was about the Fallen position, but it looked like he forgot to click left click. Like he just kept looking at him and going, observed? Sort of like a bird watcher. Just being like, nice Brolan, just fluttering around. And then it just like took a dump on him from afar.
And that was it. It's over.
And that's basically what Brolan did in this round. He
Pretty much, yeah.
Took a dump on MIBR.
31 kills.
14 more to go.
I mean, at round 20 on Dust 2, this is what Crim's had.
Yeah. The thing is, that puts a downer on it, but Brolan has been playing out of his mind. Like,
just for context.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this isn't bad, because it is damn good.
Especially the actual KD's impressive as well. Only 12 deaths to his name. He's been a force to be reckoned with. Not a bad trade all in all. A bit unfortunate for MIBR that they don't have anything else really invested into this round. It was just a few pistols, and unfortunately the one weapon that they steal is the one that's unlikely to have much impact on the round. Right, a UMP, fairly unlikely. Brolan has tried to take a leaf out of S-Tag's book with just knowing the sprays. Crim's trying to make sure his record's not broken by stealing the kill. What has just happened there? How does he take so little damage? That was like a full clip just sprayed by KNG. There's a second assist for Brolan. While Lucas, he runs to try and retrieve that weapon, but Golden's there to put him down. 14 rounds for Fnatic.
That's such a massive yikes. The spray that was just hitting the metal and did nothing until like the last 2 bullets.
I'm pretty sure that there's like a video that Dom put up recently where if there's someone standing below and you shoot that metal, you do 0 damage.
Oh.
But even still, it just looked so ridiculous seeing it that way around, with just Brolan literally jumping into the bullets and just not taking any damage. It's possible that somebody in the server has accidentally given him God mode.
That would explain a lot.
Fallen this time is going to get that opening pick. We've seen this in a few rounds though, like the 3v5 that happened not too long ago. Oh my god! He's so clinical! Finally, Taco's going to put an end to it, but Crims is there to find the trade. This player's very close. Fallen looking to use this gun as a shotgun, but he misses completely. I feel like the wrong player may have run through the smoke there. Fur now trying to play from afar, and Crims is back to his old self, leaving Lucas lonely and lost.
Sad. Stuck on an island.
I didn't begin with an L, so I didn't...
Yeah. that's, you know, limited the amount of words.
There you go, limited. That would have worked.
No, that's not too bad. God, losing as well, though, as this is going to be match point for Fnatic. Tom, 1 round away from winning it now. And And that does mean if they take this following round, MIBR are going home. They will be out of the runnings here at Odense.
The funny thing is, in the match on this exact map yesterday, there were definitely moments where Heroic could have knocked them out of the tournament as well. After beating them on Inferno. In this game, Fnatic had a match point, series point in the last map on Dust 2, and they got wrecked by KNG on an AWP. So there's definitely been some prominent players. A record has been broken, and now Brolin sits with 32 kills as well. There's been some fantastic performances. For this CT side right now, they need another. They need somebody to step up. They need somebody to basically just send Fnatic packing and give them that overtime once again. They managed it in the previous map, as you can see, a 19-16 scoreline as they dominated overtime. Taco with an incredible clutch there, and he's the top fragger at the moment, but not quite close to what the young Swede has managed to do.
Boulevard of broken dreams here, potentially, for MIBR. As we delve back into the game. Round 27. Will this match point be converted into the victory? Brolin, he's not happy with 32 frags. He wants more.
Look at his face.
Very stunned. Very, very frustrated. A nice amount of damage done as well. Taco brought down to 13 HP. There goes JW, though. As Fur will be able to find the early opener into the round. Crims casting out the Molotov, extinguished by KNG, so we can stay sitting pretty in this position. There's the spam, but there will not be a connection.
Taco close. Brolin waiting patiently. KNG still wasting a lot of their time. They ain't even going to go down and do a little bit of extra damage onto Crims. They've got the majority of their players now around this A site. Molotov will go down again this time, KNG. He's going to get supportive smoke. I love it. Just keep him alive. 6 HP now. It should be a very easy kill, but just having him there is going to be frustrating. Finally, Crims will be there to put him down. They know that Taco's just around this corner. The trade comes back from Fallen once again. 3v3, though. The bomb's still dropped. They have to get it down, and look at the position of Fur. He could just double back around and try and deny the plant, but he's going to come in from behind instead. He may have taken too long. However, he does get the kill, but he's left alone, and they know where he is. Brolin again with another double. A 34 kill in any other day would be magnificent. Of course, he's been outdone by his teammate earlier. However, he's the one that helps them take the map across. Flusher combines with him to send Fnatic through to the